I just work, then go home and eat an hour.
Okay, so the equations, they're all solved the same way, but you're gonna get, sometimes you don't get a decimal, just so you know, but I think we always do in this assignment. When they say round, you don't always end up with a decimal. Most of the time you do. But when we solve this, you gotta get the x by itself, so this is just a two-step. To get the x by itself, you get rid of the 5 first. Remember, you get rid of anything not attached to it. So to get it to the other side, you gotta do the opposite. And then you divide by 11. Now normally, we would just leave this 31/11ths. But when they say round to the nearest decimal, that means you do actually gotta divide them out. So it's 31 divided by 11. So this is 2.818181. Everyone remember how to write repeating decimals? Put a bar over the thing that repeats. So the difference is 31/11ths is the exact answer. 2.81 is a rounded answer. Okay? Here, to get the y by itself, get rid of the 23, so you minus 23, and that would be negative 16. Don't forget it's still a negative in front of there. So since it's times the y, you divide by negative 6. That is 2.6. Now, remember on the calculator, some of them put a 7 at the end. It's 2.666666667. Do you know why they put the 7 there? They rounded it. Because on a calculator, there's only so many places that can show up. So when it gets to the end of the display, it looks at the number after it and sees it's greater than 5, so they would round it up. So you need to recognize that that is a 6 repeating. If you got an x on each side, you do the same thing. You got to get them together. So if I move this x over here, I'd have to do the opposite. I'd have to subtract 0.86x and do the same to the other x. And that's 5.4 x's. So then get the non-x's to this side. To get rid of it, it's minus, so you add 54.89. And you get 64.65. So then divide by 5.4. And that's 11.972 repeating. Now again, they want us to round to the nearest hundredth, which is the second spot. So you look at the number after it. If it's less than 5, it stays the same. So it'd just be x equals 11.97. I guess technically, this one, since they do tell us to round, you should put 2.67 instead of 2.6 repeating. But I wouldn't count that wrong, because anytime you get a repeating decimal, if you can write it down, that's the exact answer. So now, there is a thing you can do to make them a little easier. Remember, you can do anything to an equation as long as you do it to everything. So what I could do in this one is I could move the decimal one spot in every single term. And I get 72x plus 13 equals 38 plus 42x. Then you don't have to deal with decimals. But you don't have to do that. You can solve it the same way that we did this one. Get the x's together. It's just this way you don't have to worry about putting decimals in the calculator. So I'd want to get this x over. It's a plus, so you'd minus 42x. And that would give you 30 x's. So then get the non-x's to this side. It's a plus, so you minus 13, 25. So then you divide by 30. And that is 0.8 0.83 repeating. Which, if you round it to the nearest hundredth, it'd just be 0.83. Okay? So it's nothing different, it's just you're gonna get decimals for your answers. Okay? And all of them round to the nearest hundredth in the assignment.